Action, and welcome to today's rundown. It is Wednesday, August 31st.
That is correct.
Last rundown of August, Daves. These are the dog days of summer, and we'd like to thank our friends from TaylorMade for getting us ready to close out a great golf season, Chief.
Elite. I think I played golf on Thanksgiving last year. I'm more of a fall golf guy because I don't like to sweat. So this is like when everyone's kind of wrapping up golf, this is when I get out there. Courses are a little less crowded. I can wear a long sleeve, and I'm going to be hitting those TaylorMades because that stealth carbon wood driver crushes.
They say look good, feel good. That's how you like the fall because you're feeling better, but nobody feels as good when the stealth driver's in the hands.
Yeah, do you see what Rory did with it?
Do you mind telling me? No, I didn't.
It's 333 yards average off the tee last week.
And some of those that you got to lay up, Dave.
Not
it's
him.
like you.
I don't.
It's like, hey, I can't go for it this time unless you're holding the stealth. All landing areas are in play.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it basically turns you into Happy Gilmore. Like you just smash the ball, and it's because they've been working on this for 20 years. Did you know that? This is like brand new technology. Everybody says that about golf, but they've been working on it for 20 years to get this right. So we've hit him, you hit him.
Yeah.
Eddie hits him. Eddie's into golf now because he was never a golf guy. Kevin Dineen fixed his swing. He takes that thing out there, smashes. So I'll read it here so I don't get it wrong.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's a combination of titanium, and they called it the carbon wood age. So why carbon? Because it gives you better energy transfer in the ball, and the faster the ball speeds across the face. So that just explodes off your club. That's why they made it out of carbon. They compress 60 layers of carbon to create that carbon twist face that you guys can see if you check them out. They're in stores now. You go to TaylorMadeGolf.com/Barstool to order that driver. You will not regret it. It makes anybody look good. It makes me look good. Driver's always been a struggle. When I played in Connecticut not too long ago, it was like mid-August. I was smashing the ball off the tee. That was in stool scenes. Like Dave hits it 1 inch because he didn't have that. I was piping it. Now I can't hit it 330, but I would say 250 is a good drive for me. I was beyond that all day long.
And we're just going to add distance as we go.
Yeah.
Because like you said, use the stealth. It's all about energy transfer. It's about carbon. Go check it out. TaylorMadeGolf.com/Barstool to get a stealth driver.
You can
Love it.
I love being in bed with TaylorMade too. Like that to me is like the sweetest golf company. So I love that we're with them.
You're a paid athlete.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of not paid athletes or coaches, Jon Gruden. Jon Gruden is in the news. This is an interesting story in White Sox. Dave, I'm just prepping you because we're going to you on this one. Jon Gruden has come out and has apologized. Is that a fair way to say this?
Yes.
Jon Gruden, he says, I'm ashamed about what has come about in these events, and I'll make no excuse for it. It's shameful, but I am a good person. I believe that I go to church.
That's where he lost me.
Where does church rank as an excuse?
That lost me because if it was like he was probably going to church while he was saying all these things that were horrible. So you can't just be like, wow, I did all this horrible shit, but I go to church. So
it's not I go to
good.
church.
It doesn't like balance the scales. If he had been like, I started going to church because I was a lost soul who said all these terrible things, and I've learned from the errors of my ways, I could be like, you know what? I believe in second chances. I believe people can be redeemed. But this is just like, dude, there's plenty of people who are awful who go to church.
Yeah.
There are plenty of people who are awful that run churches. So you lost me on that.
Yeah, the religion one's tough, Dave. I'm curious about your take on this. Thom Brenneman? Marty?
Tom.
Whatever.
Thom.
His famous apology, called himself a man of faith, God.
They always throw that out there as if like it's I don't care.
But
I
at
think
least he's invoking the relationship with God. Like Gruden's
Yeah.
just saying he's at church. Like I went to church a ton as a kid. I didn't have no clue what was going on. Didn't enjoy a single second of it.
I don't remember like when did this happen? 2019, 2020?
No, more recently than that. He was the coach when they
I
were
always
in
just
Vegas.
He was a coach. The Bears beat him and then they fired him.
Yeah.
That's right.
Last year.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was just assuming more time has passed than actually has because it always feels like it has. But I didn't read the emails originally. I'm sure they're pretty fucked up. Just wear it. Wear it. Be like,
He did wear it.
Yeah, he's saying he wants to get back into coaching. Dave, would you hire him for the Bears? Take Flus off the table.
That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. I would have to like sit down in a room with them and like gauge if he's apologizing because he's actually sorry, or if he's apologizing because he wants to get back into coaching. Big difference. If he's apologizing because he wants to get back into coaching, fuck off.
I'd also want to know what the timestamps of those.
I mean, people said shit.
were.
They were like 20 years old, weren't they? Like from 05 or something.
Yeah, it's a tough line to walk because there were bad emails, but at the same time, there were other bad emails, and it's the only one we're talking about is Jon
And
Gruden.
everybody
so, like, how hard
said
do you want me to
bad
point the
things
finger?
20 years ago. Like it's
Personally, not that hard.
Yeah. The other thing,
Time
though,
evolves.
the thing that bothers me about the Gruden thing, he got fucked by the investigation against the Redskins, or the what are they now? Commanders,
Guardians.
Commanders. And they should have just had read something. I like that Red Wolves. I would have been able to transition to that so much
They should have
easier.
just kept the football club.
Whatever. Yeah. So, but he got in trouble through a separate investigation, which should have sunk Dan Snyder, but didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like they probably had. It was like, let's just. And I love a good conspiracy theory. That theory that Gruden turned down Brady and Gronk. I would bet if he said yes to that, they would have looked the other way on these emails. These emails would not have been linked. I can't remember who blogged it on the site, but I liked that line of thinking because I think Goodell's scum too. So that's kind of where that is for me. But I don't think he's old. We kind of know what he is at this point. It's not like he was lighting the world on fire for the Raiders
wasn't.
either. So I think it's time to just kind of walk away from
If
that.
he wants to get back into coaching, I feel like Youngstown University is just like always hiring these guys. So that just comes to mind. And then
Don't talk shit on Bo Pelini.
Yeah, they're not the same.
But they had Tressel too.
He and his dad, they built that program.
So
That's right.
I wonder where he's from, like South Bend area. I wonder if there's like, could he coach like does Holy Cross where Rudy went have a football program? Could he coach there?
Yeah, they do their D2, I believe.
There you go.
Are
Well,
I
they
think
were
so.
a junior college on the movie. Holy
believe
Cross
they're
and
D2.
Holy Cross in New England is D2. It's a different Holy Cross.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of then.
That's actually a very good school.
Well, is
Either way.
Holy Cross a little redundant? Is anybody just regular cross? That's for next rundown. I also want to say Jon Gruden, can't remember the point. Next topic. Mm-hmm. MLB record chases. We're going to the expert White Sox Dave on this one. Some records. 3 records, Dave.
I was asked this on
Dave.
Twitch.
I didn't ask you anything yet, Dave, because the audience doesn't know what the question is. So
Fair.
I'm giving it to them, not to you,
Fair.
really. Los Angeles Dodgers have to go 27-7 to break the Mariners' 116 win season in 2001. Aaron Judge has to hit 12 home runs to beat 62, and Albert Pujols needs 6 more home runs to get to 700. Also, Clemmer just pouring fucking gas on that fire of St. Louis fans saying that he thinks it's fishy with PD usage. Let's go back to the Dodgers, Dave. Are you buying 117 wins in Los Angeles? Are you buying Aaron Judge 63 home runs?
I am not buying the 117 wins. I think they're going to probably put it on cruise control a little bit, maybe sneak out 18, 19, 20. Go like, what is it? How many they got left? 34 games?
Do you even care?
34 games, yes. They had to go 26 out of the last 34.
Yeah, they'll go 18 and 16, 20 and 14, something like that, I'd guess. And, rest up, get healthy I honestly don't think the Dodgers give a shit about that record. I think that Aaron Judge, heading into a year of free agency, 1,000% gives a shit about that record. He's going to be dipping that back shoulder and swinging for the fence these next 30 whatever games they got.
Which one do you care about?
I think the Pujols one is probably the most interesting one.
I could not give a flying fuck less
Like
about
10
it.
years from now, that would be the one that would get talked about way more than. Like, do you remember that great season Aaron Judge had? Like, no, actually, I don't. I do not.
How
many-
This is why, and people are like, I don't care about steroids. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. The records was always a big thing in baseball, and it kept people interested.
Yeah.
Even if you
That's true.
weren't, they would cut in for Barry Bonds. They'd cut in for McGuire and Sosa into whatever you were watching and let you know. No one gives a shit now. So that was an element of baseball that was special because it was the same fields, the same equipment essentially, and it was just like, can you beat the greatest of all time? Now everyone's like, well, is it 63? Is it 72? Is it, no one really gives a shit, and that's because of steroids. So you guys, the pro steroids guy, that ruined an important part of baseball.
Should have just let them keep taking steroids.
But then, everybody knew what
That was the
going
most
on.
entertaining baseball that has ever been.
Yeah, baseball was way better.
It was so much better.
I would say baseball peaked in 2004.
Okay, I'm gonna fight that one. Everybody go subscribe to this week's starting nine. No, I think that the home run chases get plugged in because back when we're watching ESPN as kids, like, what are you gonna talk about in June? What are you talking about in July? This is back at a time where you really couldn't make stories out of Tommy Pham slapping somebody because it was like in the news cycle and everybody had control over it. No social media.
Yeah.
It's part of it is like, all right, why would I be compelled to watch a highlight for the Marlins playing the fucking Montreal Expos today? Well, Luis Castillo's on his way to, he's got 41 hits or something.
You nailed it right there. Like, we consume what we want now. Back then, you were told what to consume. No, you didn't really have a choice.
If you think about great records in other sports, there really aren't any. Like, historic, like you have the DiMaggio hitting streak, and you had the Babe Ruth home run record. Like, those were like the iconic ones. Like when Emmitt Smith broke Walter Payton's rushing record, who knows what the number is? Nobody knows. I can't even think of another record. Maybe Gretzky's goals would be like the next one. If Ovi like chases that down, that'll be something. But baseball and records and the record books, like, that did matter. You can say it doesn't, but that mattered. We cared about it because it was like a generational thing. Now nobody cares because all the records, people look at it like, well, it's bullshit anyways. Yeah. And if Judge hits 65, well, it's not 73, but it's the record, but it's not. But is he on steroids? So nobody cares. So it sucks. Like, that part of it to me stinks. I also think that people would care about that 116 if the Mariners won it, because then it's like, you're the greatest team ever. But they didn't.
That's true. The Mariners got smoked in the DS, right?
I'm pretty sure those Mariners beat the White Sox.
I think they did too.
Handily.
Actually. Yeah.
They did.
They swept them, right? Yeah.
They did.
Yeah. That was quick.
That was when
Frank Thomas had a big year that year, though.
Jamie Moore pitched a great game.
Should have won the. I think Jason Giambi.
I loved Jamie Moore.
What do you think he's doing right now?
He's probably still pitching. He
probably pouring a drink, getting ready for a bullpen.
Yeah, so instead of throwing 81, he probably throws 77. He's still getting out somewhere.
And he probably still looks just as good as a uniform as he did in those 08-09 years with the Phillies. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is a very weird topic. This is what happens with the rundown. John Rich sends you topics. You're not prepared. They span a wide range of areas here, folks. This includes Winnie the Pooh. Dropped a horror movie trailer. Mm-hmm. The title is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and the plot is Christopher Robin goes off to college. He returns home to find that his old pals Pooh and Piglet have turned feral and murderous. Are you in or out on this? I'm going to start with Chief. You probably have the closest connection to Winnie the Pooh.
Why? Why is that?
Dude, you were a kid. You loved Winnie the Pooh, and you have a brother that's like 10 years younger, so there's probably Winnie the Pooh stuff around the house when you were like 12. You had access to it.
Yeah, maybe. That's not a bad point. I watched the trailer. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer.
I watched it over your shoulder, yeah.
I laughed.
Okay.
It was.
You laughed? I thought it was like well put together and everything.
No, it was.
Yeah.
But it was just like the premise, and it's like Winnie the Pooh is now like full man size with like a beer gut, and he's just like an angry dude who's going out and murdering people. And same thing with Piglet taking an axe to people's heads. They killed Tigger. Spoilers. But that was in the trailer. So the whole premise to me is like hilarious in a way that got my attention more than like, what was the Abraham Lincoln one where it was like murdering vampires or something?
It was like Abraham
Vampire Slayer or something.
And that's like, no joke, is Glennie Ball's favorite movie.
Okay, I haven't seen it because I was like, what the fuck is this? And I also feel like it came out around the same time as Lincoln, right?
Yeah, it was like 2014, and then it was a 3D movie.
Okay, 3D?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so that, like, this to me, like, I don't think I would go to see it, but if it, like, popped up on, like, a HBO Max or something like that, I might stop on it and be like, here's Winnie the Pooh.
Do you like horror movies?
No, I don't.
Do you, Dave? No way you do.
I don't dislike them. I'll watch
Eddie's
them.
the big horror movie guy here. I wish he was here to give his
Eddie's
take
like,
on
you
this.
didn't see Leprechaun 6?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I honestly think this is just another textbook. Hey, when you guys were kids, you guys like this. Now you're adults and you have kids, but it isn't on that same vein. It's like a little bit different because now it's like you have kids that are like teenagers or something. So it's like, I'm going to, like, if I had a son who was like 12, it's like, hey, you want to watch this messed up movie? Like, is it a pull into these like 30 to 40-year-olds that have like emerging families where it's like, Winnie the Pooh? Like, this will get way more traction than if it was just.
That's a good call.
Like two
hogs. What's it going to be rated? If it's like PG-13, I'm probably out. If it's rated R and we're talking like legit blood, guts, and nudity, then I'm in.
Do they still rate movies X?
I don't know. They did in the trailer. They showed this girl who resembled Sydney Sweeney quite a bit.
Then I might be in
a hot tub.
Those are great.
Saying.
She's good. Yeah. Those are nice. Just out of respect.
Yeah.
That's just the guy who likes a game.
Just quoting her grandparents.
Tipping my hat to the other pitcher.
Yeah.
I am in on it. I want to make sure. The question is, John asks, are we in or out? I'm in. I'm out on this, though. Crypto.com accidentally, or maybe I'm in. Crypto.com accidentally sends $10.4 million to an Australian woman. They meant to send her a $100 refund. They accidentally sent $10.4 million. She then used the money to buy a mansion. 7 months after the money was sent, they discovered the error during an audit. And then last Friday, a judge ruled that the woman and 5 others who she distributed the money to have to pay the money back in full. Dave?
I mean, okay, so this is on Australia. I have no idea what their fucking laws in. What if this happened in the States? Same exact thing would probably happen, right? You have to pay
that
it back.
was going to be my question, or my comment, is that this woman fucked up. And if you get sent $10 million by accident, you got to go to places like, I don't know, Eastern Europe or places, or Central America, where it's just fucking lawless. Like, you don't subject yourself to like Western courts and things like that. So Crypto.com can come after your money. You get yourself multiple passports and you get the fuck out of Dodge.
You talk to the vacuum repairman from Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
and you just get out of there and
like
live the high life.
You can have that. I bet you that 10.4 million goes a lot further in Bulgaria than it does in Australia too. So that's as soon as if that happened to me, you guys would never see or hear from me again.
No,
I'm
fuck
out.
no.
I am out.
I'm taking the 10.4, putting it into like a mid-yield bond, and
They're
then
getting
I'm
that
keeping
shit.
the investment income. So they can come back and take the 10.4. But
I like how it
can I
says
come over
right
the
here-
top and say, hey, I made 7% on that over the
I
last 9
put it
months.
back into the economy.
And then I want the investment.
You gotta
income
you
from
gotta
that.
flush it through different intermediaries.
Is
But,
crypto still a thing, by the way? Crypto.com. Crypto's hot, right? Is it still
I
hot?
think it's not as hot as it was.
It's
right?
always gonna be hot though. It's always gonna be
You
around.
sure of that?
I'm not sure of anything, but
I'm not sure.
I got a Tamagotchi for sale.
This is my favorite part about this is so all her bank accounts got frozen, but it says the company Crypto.com has been unable to get in contact with any of the defendants. No fucking shit. They're on the lem, you idiots. I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be like, catch me if you can. Just live it up.
Maybe just international waters. Get yourself a nice boat and just have you guys seen the documentary on John McAfee yet?
Not yet.
Well, I've seen the trailer. It looks compelling.
I've started. I haven't finished it, but it's just like he was on the run. He just ended up in Belize. They speak English there. He was living on the beach, like I wouldn't say he was having a good time because he clearly lost his mind, but it was just like, that's how you do it.
yeah,
Just get out.
it's better than federal prison.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Or being
But
murdered.
that's the thing,
right? Because wasn't that a thing? Now we're on
And
McAfee
it's
Here-
also better than having to give 10.4 million back to somebody who was stupid enough to give it to you by accident.
What? So say she rifles through all this money. It said there's 5 other people, I think, that she gave money to. What's the penalty? I don't think it's that much. I saw that. So my dad's into all the like true crime shit, and this is a decade plus ago. I was watching this thing on like True TV or whatever it was, and it was like 5 or 6 Canadian, like mid-20 Canadian, perfected a way how to counterfeit Canadian currency. And they were living like kings for a few years, and they were printing so much of it that they were fucking with Canadian inflation rates. So eventually they got caught, and the ringleader only got like 3 years or something from what I remember.
Canadians are nice.
And they were living like limos everywhere, bottle service, like nice fitted tuxes wherever they wanted, if they wanted to wear those, if they wanted to lounge and just get 5-star service at a 5-star. It was like awesome. And the way they lived, I'd be like, you know what? I'll go and live in white collar prison for a couple years to live like that.
Counterfeiting, Dave? Would you rather do counterfeiting, drug dealing, racketeering? What really
Can
kind
I
of...
tell you something?
Yeah.
I
White
don't really
collar.
know what racketeering is.
I don't either.
I think racketeering is when you like create... It's like if I go and I strong arm you and I create a situation where like you have to like take my services.
Okay.
I'm creating a racket.
So you're like monopolizing. So I feel like it's always one of those charges thrown at mob people in movies. Like
Dishonest and
racketeering.
fraudulent business dealings. That's all it says.
Yeah, so like the
pretty-
truck wasn't...
pretty wide net.
Truck was a little light. Oh, I waited at...
Okay. And so, okay. All right.
Cigarettes
Yeah.
fell off.
Yeah.
Okay, from one crime, I don't know if this is a crime, but Hilary Duff had diarrhea and shit her pants, and people won't stop talking about this, and it's ruining my childhood here.
I don't think she ever had diarrhea. I don't think she had it. I think it was one of those things where she didn't want to go to her little shithead daughter's soccer practice, whatever it was. So the daughter told, maybe she was supposed to bring the snacks and forgot. So she's like, my mom's sick. And what's wrong with her? And the daughter's just like, she had diarrhea.
And the bloodlines are strong enough where you know that a Hilary Duff daughter could pull off that type
Big
of
time.
acting.
So
100%.
can I tell you guys something?
What's up?
I kind of know a little bit. Hilary Duff's husband, Matthew Como. Got to know him a little bit. He's in a band called Winnetka Bowling League, and he does a ton of shit. He's got his hand in everything. Fucking sweetest dude ever. He's best friends with my guy Kenny Carkeet. That they do music podcasts. They're legit best friends on the planet. So
What's going on with her husband?
So we're trying to get him on the show right now to ask him these questions, the hard-hitting journalist questions.
Did she have diarrhea?
Like raging diarrhea. I mean, if she did, she did. Everybody's had it. It's, part of life for everybody. Mm-hmm. And, but yeah,
Does this guy get diarrhea?
I'm sure he does.
Matt Coma?
Matthew Coma, yep.
Maybe it's just a diarrhea house.
Maybe it is.
She said it was bad chicken, so you would think that everybody would have it.
See, I feel like
I don't buy bad chicken, by the way.
I don't think you're shitting your brains out. I think you're puking your brains out before you have the opportunity to shit your brains out from bad chicken.
Yeah, because poultry goes up, not down.
Bad pork will make you shit your brains out.
Yeah, I'm with pork.
Yeah.
But poultry's going this way.
This is where the story falls apart because the daughter was lying about it. And they're like, oh, how'd she get that? And she's like a little kid, so she doesn't know shit.
Well, how old do you have to be as a little kid to be accused her of lying about her mom?
Yeah, she's
Every little
she
kid
doesn't know-
lies. They say the smarter the kid is, the earlier they learn how to lie.
Okay.
And then you have to learn that that's not good. But if your 3-year-old is lying to you all the time, then they're like, well, that kid's going places.
Okay. Irrespective of the age differences and understanding of lying, I can comfortably say I don't like, just like Hilary Duff. I just think sloppy poop now.
Yeah,
Just
but
like wet, watery poop.
You know what I still think of?
Hilary Duff. She's been there with us since forever. For fucking 20 years I've had 25 years I've had Hilary Duff in my life.
Yeah. Well, this has had to be like she was engaged or married at one point. I think it was Mike Camilleri, it's a hockey player, and they were on vacation somewhere, and they TMZ was on taking pictures of their balcony. You don't remember this picture?
No.
He proposes. She immediately blows him. There's pictures showing.
Oh wow!
So that's when I think Hilary Duff, that's the picture that snaps in my brain.
She's a bad girl.
Well,
dirty girl.
she's in love.
Yeah, love's love.
Love makes you do interesting things.
Yeah.
Speaking of love, I am loving this Surviving Barstool. Let's get into the after show here.
So I haven't watched the most recent one. We had a little team dinner last night, so I didn't get to watch it yet. But Eddie's, I have to rethink everything about Eddie because I've always said I trust Eddie more than anybody, and he is a devious guy on this show. So I think he's performed very well. To my knowledge, he's still in.
Mm-hmm. I have no fucking clue who wins.
He's a little puppet master.
He's planting bugs. He's bugging rooms and not blackmailing, but double crossing people, making switching. He is. I think he's the alpha in that room. He's got everybody wrapped around.
Eddie's never alpha anything.
He's alpha in this right now.
People think that they have Eddie. It's you'll go in there and you'll meet Eddie and he'll have a nice conversation. You'll be like, all right, he's on my side. He's a nice guy. He's on my side.
Yep.
But little do you know,
he's manipulating everybody.
Yeah. Now he's like, oh, well, yeah, you think I'm on your side, and everybody's walking around being like, well, Eddie's on my team. But little do you know, Eddie is assembling his own team.
Yep. And he saved himself night one by doing just that. He flipped all the guys, got them on his side. So he's a street guy. He's a street guy. People don't know that.
A little speculation: Dave Portnoy might get in for season 3. He had said on the Dave Portnoy show, Dave, would you compete head to head with him?
Yeah.
How do you think that would
round out your cast? You, Portnoy, who else? Let's give me 2 more guys and 4 girls.
2 more guys and 4 girls. I'd go Whit.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I would
never
go.
do it.
No, he's not allowed to. He's not allowed to say no. No, he's probably
Whit's allowed to say no.
He would tell Dave Portnoy to fuck himself right to his face if he asked him to go on Surviving Barstool.
I think he's done that.
He would be amazing on that.
Oh, I know. It'd be must-watch television, streaming, whatever you want to call it. Whit. Then I'd throw someone complete wild card in there. Someone completely random,
Do we like
Donnie?
Do we like a large?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like an older seasoned guy?
Yeah. And then girls, I think Kelly's really good on these.
Yeah. I mean, after that, the only thing I've seen from last night's episode is a clip of Grace O'Malley. You got to pick her because you just know, like, you can get her to either flip or just be like, I know you're lying, you're out. Like that clip where she just panicked. I've never seen that before. The panic sting.
When you wish upon a star.
Okay, you guys are going. No. I'm sorry.
Makes no difference.
What did you just?
Who you are.
Then she sang a song, which was so weird. So she's not capable of lying. So I know she's lying.
Everything you dream.
Are you just singing because you're nervous right now?
No.
Grace, what is going on?
It's like I have nothing to say, so I'm just gonna start singing songs from like Disney movies. Insanity. That also makes me like her. I don't like people who can just lie easily and get away with it and look good doing it and believable. Maybe like Eddie, apparently. But Grace O'Malley just not being able to tell a lie for 1 second, super endearing. Love that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And I would eliminate her immediately because it's like, well,
No, you can't though.
Or you
wanna
just
keep those
leave her
people
in.
around.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I think
That's
Jordan
why they were
and
fucking
Alex at the same time would be interesting. Pit those two against each other.
Yeah.
See where the BS really is in that. You know?
Yeah.
See who's coming at each other's throat. And White Sox Dave's just there to take down the carnage.
Yeah.
How long do you think you would last in that?
This one?
That hypothetical group. I'll give you about 30 minutes.
No, I'd avoid them all.
Don't you think they'd keep
Just
you
so they
around?
self-can. Yeah, that's the whole point. That's why they were fucking stupid for eliminating me night one last year, because I've never seen a single second of the actual TV show Survivor. So I told them, I'm like, I've never seen the show. I don't know what the strategy is. I don't know what to do here. I'm just here doing the challenges. Like, my whole strategy was to be that guy that, like, they want to keep around because he doesn't know how to play. But they eliminated me night one like fucking morons, because that's what they all are. I fucking do think Tommy's good in these two, and it annoys me that I just said that.
He is. He's been studying it his entire life.
No, but I'm just saying the game shows in general.
That's what I mean.
Yankees got
yeah.
middle infield issues right now. Don't worry about it. He's taking plenty of lumps right now.
What happened now?
No, they just IKF's hitting 230 in August.
Oh,
and
yeah, he
Glavar's hitting 202.
He's just bad.
Yeah, they're in trouble up the middle. That's for sure.
I don't think that team's very good as a whole.
There's a new
And-
Surviving Barstool out tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. Is this the finals?
Yes.
Do we get to the winner?
Yes.
And our guy Eddie isn't. No, Harry's shaking at me. Whatever. Go watch.
I think tomorrow is the final.
Friday's
isn't
the
it?
final finale?
No, tomorrow. I want to say. I don't know. Just go watch
I'm
the
all
show.
messed up on my days. I was thinking today was Thursday. It's
Today's
definitely
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, tomorrow's the final,
Tomorrow's
I
the
believe.
finale, yeah.
What day is today?
Today's Wednesday.
I'm just kidding. All right, this is the Rundown, Barstool Chicago, August 31st. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.